All right, now here's something interesting. Kemba Walker signing with the Knicks. Now this is gonna be weird, man. I don't know how many guards they got on the Knicks. They got at least three. I'm talking about point guards, at least 3 point guards. You got Kemba now. You got Derrick Rose. Now you got, well, not now. You also got Emmanuel quickly coming off the bench. This is weird. I don't know how this is gonna match up. You got a 6 foot point guard and 6 3 point guard. How are you gonna play them both? I don't know how you're gonna play them both. It's gonna be weird, man. So let's check this out.
Four-time All-Star guard Kemba Walker has agreed to a contract buyout with the Oklahoma City Thunder, and upon clearing waivers, gentlemen, listen to this, plans to sign with the New York Knicks. Sources telling our Adrian Wojnarowski. So, Max, let's start with you. What's your reaction to this news?
It's a nice fit. He first.
Well, we know this now, though. Dame ain't going to no Knicks. Stephen A. Smith always think about, well, if there was a place for Dame to be traded, then he go to the Knicks. You know, if there was a place he needed to be traded, he'd go to the Knicks. Because it's Dame Lillard. Dame time. That's what Stephen A. Smith be sounding like, man.
First of all, from the area. Secondly, and that's not even first of all. First of all, he's a very good player. He's like a mini Kyrie Irving, but a good locker room guy, a leader, all that stuff. He's undersized, so there are defensive issues. But there's a bigger issue here. For all the hype about the Knicks, they're now locked in long-term to a team whose ceiling is the second round. We know they're not getting to a conference finals with this team. It's like a typical Tibbs team so far. But it'd be one thing if they had flexibility going forward. But they're locked in long-term. We saw in the playoffs, Julius Randle is at best really a third-best option on a championship caliber team. Maybe a second-best option on a championship contender. He's not a first option.
Yeah, definitely not a first option. Definitely not.
Unless, Sam, so Kemba's a nice fit, but it's indicative of the fact that the Knicks have once again stalled in this latest kind of reboot where people are getting enthusiastic about it. They're once again in a position where they're unlikely to really break through and contend for a title based on the commitments they have to the players. The one guy I can see on the team, Sam, who if he breaks through and it's possible, maybe they could be better than that, is Barrett, R.J. Barrett. But I don't know. Like, can he go from a guy?
R.J. Barrett would have to develop a jump shot. Not saying that he can't shoot already, but he's an okay shooter. You can live with him shooting a three. Now, if he becomes a knockdown shooter, they could be a threat for something. Definitely not a title contender by any means, but shoot, they might be able to make the Hawks versus the next series a little bit more entertaining, a little bit more competitive.
From a guy who maybe one day might make an all-star team to a perennial all-star. And even that move, absent a major superstar demanding a trade to the Knicks and the Knicks being able to put some of these guys together for him, they've stalled.
Yeah, Max, I actually really like this move. Obviously, New York had Julius Randle succeed last year. Julius Randle played well, but now you're adding Kemba Walker, right? We all know what Kemba can do. We all know he's talented. Now you're getting better. Is it where you want to go? No, but you've got a former MVP, Derrick Rose, so you have him in place. You have Julius.
Dang, that's so weird. Like, when you look at Derrick Rose now, I'm not even trying to make a joke out of this, but like, when you look at him now, you don't see a former MVP. It's kind of like there's two different Derrick Roses. You got the young Derrick Rose, hyper explosive, that's blowing past everybody. And then you got older Derrick Rose. Plays a bit more patience, uses his handle, gets to the basket. A much more, I'll say, mature Derrick Rose because he doesn't have his athleticism like he used to have.
Julius Randle in place. You get a point guard in place. It doesn't get you tremendously better, but maybe you do have a guy who wants to go to New York and make New York great again. I think that this is a really good move for the New York Knicks. I think it makes them better. I think you get a floor general in Kemba Walker, who wasn't doing well in Boston. We saw what happened even last year. I think this is a great move for New York, and I think it's a step in the right direction. Yes, more needs to be done. That is obvious. That's abundantly clear. But this is a very good step in the right direction.
Okay, but how many? Like I've seen this before with the Knicks. I'll be 48 in a couple days. I've never seen them win a championship in my lifetime, and I've seen iterations of the teams like this one make
Shoot, you might never see him win a championship in your lifetime. Sorry to break it to you.
moves like this. It's a step in the right direction, apparently. But actually, it's kind of like if you're a kid and you're playing one of those mazes. Your mom takes you to a restaurant with the, right? And they give you the kids' menu and it has that little maze. And it seems like you're making progress, but ultimately it's a dead end. And the route that looked like maybe, let me take this route, it's not, but it actually gets you there. This ain't the route that gets you there. This is the dead end route if you're looking for a championship. I'm just being honest about it. I'm not hating on the Knicks. Sometimes I like to, but that's not what I'm doing now. They're a tough out. This Knicks team is a tough out. They have a bunch of players who are above average at what they do at best, and they have no breakout stars. Derrick Rose is tremendous at this point in his career, but it's at this point in his career. He's not what he once was. Guys like Robinson and some of the other supporting cast, they're nice players. There are no impact players that can carry a team to a championship here, obviously.
Yeah, without a doubt, they need more. New York needs more. But even with those mazes, you go through those mazes, you go the wrong direction, and all of a sudden, I got little kids, they do the mazes, they go back and they find the right way. So I think this is going down that direction and saying, hey, all right, we made a little progress. We figured out what works, but let's go back. Let's find one of those superstars that may come and say, I'm going to come to New York, right? We talked about it. We talk about super teams in LA, super teams in Boston. What if we could make a super team in New York? Find one superstar, some impact.
I don't think. I mean, you already got it. Honestly, you already got a super team in New York. It's just not the Knicks. Got the New York Nets, man. New York Nets. You got KD, Kyrie, and Harden. There you go. If you want a super team in New York. Talking about the Knicks. That's probably not going to happen.
Player to come and really be the go-to guy.
There's a super team in New York. There is a super team in New York.
There is
There's a super team in New York. They play right there.
not too far from us.
Even the NBA when healthy.
Hey, he even Mac Bellamy even noticed that. Anyways, I don't think Kemba Walker is going to be Kemba on the Knicks. I'll put it that way. But I don't think he's going to be that much. I don't think he's going to bring the Knicks to a higher level than what they are already. Or a noticeably higher level. I'll put it that way. Anyways, that's it on this one. So peace.